Hey guys, I'm Paul Pluter, the method actor who plays Archibald Chesterfield III. Today, guys, I want to talk about getting a Patek Philippe extract from the archive. And I want to say that I recently purchased a vintage Patek, and obviously, a lot of these vintage Pateks, people have lost the certificates. And even in recent times, I know of someone who's got a Daytona where they've misplaced the papers. It can happen. You get divorced, you get caught having a little bit of extra, and it's a bit of side pussy, and before you know, you've had to remove, reallocate, readjust, and you've lost the papers. Before we do this, let's do a quick wristwatch check. What am I wearing today? I'm wearing the Explorer 1, the 39mm. This is the Mark 1 with the white gold numerals. I love my Explorer 1. Guys, I want to talk to you today, and I want to talk about getting this extract, because one of the wonderful things about the world from Patek Philippe is if you don't have papers, they will actually give you a thing called an extract from the archive. Now, it's not as good as original papers, which is the certificate of origin, but it's pretty good because it acts as a bit of an insurance policy. In Patek's case, they ask you a few questions, and they also ask you to send them some photographs of your said timepiece. Basically, they ask you for the model number, they ask you the case serial number, and then they ask you for the movement serial number and movement version. So those four key pieces, they then check them, they run them through the archives to confirm. Now, why they do this is because sometimes some watches, the movements were swapped out. It's something that watchmakers never used to really think too much about, and that can happen. With Patek themselves, that's certainly not a good thing, but it's always a good idea to get an extract and see what it does say there. So with my vintage 1960s Patek, I did request said certificate, and it cost about 150 US dollars. I think it was 215 Aussie dollars, and it came relatively quickly. They actually sent it, believe it or not, by FedEx. I would have hoped they would posted it to save the cost, but they actually do. Now, what you get is, I'll show you exactly what you get there. So they send you a FedEx sleeve here, which opens up to give you a folder. This is the folder, manila Patek folder there. I'll just have a look at because they've got the paperwork on the front. What did they say on the paperwork? It's basically got my name, my address. It's got a barcode. Yep. No, that's it. It does say Patek Philippe, but very discreetly on the paperwork. It's in French, I believe. Okay, so that's what they send you, and then what they actually do is, once you get it, you get this folder which opens up. Voila, beautiful Patek folder, and they send you a letter. The letter says it's addressed to me. It says, "Concern extract from the archive. Dear Mr. Chesterfield, we are pleased to send you enclosed the extract from the archive regarding the Patek Philippe wristwatch bearing the movement number, blah, blah, blah. Thank you for contacting us and remain at your disposal for any further information you may require. Yours sincerely, Patek Philippe." And it's signed by one of the archive's research associate. And in my case here, this is the certificate that they sent there, which what it actually has here: extract from the archives. It tells you the type of watch, wristwatch, I suppose it could be a pocket watch, movement number, it has the serial number, caliber, this case here it says 23-300 manual winding, case number, so that's the case serial number, style, in my case it says reference 3468 yellow gold 18 karat, type of dial, it just says 3468, so I'd take it that's just the standard dial. Date of manufacture, it says 1968. Date of sale, December 20, 1968. And very importantly, it tells you if it's a bracelet or it's a leather strap, because some Patek Philippe's, they would have been on a precious metal bracelet, and that's kind of been damaged over time. So people convert them to a leather strap. So that's a key thing with the paper, the archives. It tells you this thing. And in my case, it says it was always on a leather strap. So it's quite a cool certificate. And it's got the date. It's signed Terry Stern, president of Patek Philippe, and it's dated the date that I requested that. So it took about 2 to 3 weeks to come. Very impressed with it, I got to tell you. I think for 215 Aussie, 150 US dollars, it's well worth it. Interestingly enough, Omega themselves, they offer a similar service, but it's a bigger pain in the ass. The cost, I think, is 800 to 900 Australian. What's that, 500 or 600 US? And they request the watch to be sent in, so it's kind of a bigger hassle. With Patek has extraordinarily good records. With Omega, I believe some Omegas, they may not be able to prove that movement, besides knowing what series of movement it is, obviously like an old moon watch should have a 3-2-1 movement, but they wouldn't know whether that exact movement was the one for that piece. So Omega charges, I think, ridiculous money. I think that's crazy. It's only justifiable if it was a rare vintage piece, but Patek does this, and why wouldn't you get that done? I think it adds so much to it. So I probably should have waited for this to come, and it got more money. I think I sold the Patek a bit on the low side. I sold it a bit cheap, but hey, that's okay. I used the funds to buy the Explorer 1, so hey, all's well that ends well. So guys, that's how you go about getting a Patek Philippe archive. Tell me what you think, guys. Tell me what you think. I'm Paul Pluter. This has been a special video, informative video for my viewers. Guys, like, subscribe, tell your Patek friends, and don't forget to put a few nasty comments below. And until next time, fuckers, ciao, fuckers. Hi guys, Paul Pluter, the method actor who plays Archibald Chesterfield III. Guys, I want to tell you, this is so important. Guys, I depend on my Patreon supporters. Just this week, I used my Patreon funds to get myself a fantastic, lightweight gimbal travel camera. And I just want to say thank you. This was made possible because of my Patreons. The Patreons, they made this purchase possible. And it's, you know, a piece of equipment like this is $600, plus I need a few memory cards. It's such an expensive business. Guys, if you haven't sponsored me on Patreon, please do so. Look in the description for this video here. It'll tell you ways you can help me. Guys, help me stay full-time on YouTube making videos. By helping me on Patreon, you send a small amount each month to me to keep me enthused and making videos. I can buy equipment like this little gimbal camera. Guys, come on, help me a lot, help me very much so, because guys, I want your help. I need help to make quality content. And I got to be honest with you, if I didn't have your help, it's not going to be much good, guys. It's not going to be much good. I need your help to buy equipment and to do things. So guys, sponsor me on Patreon and I'll be here for you. That's right, I'll be here for you. Please guys, help me on Patreon. See you later.
Thank you.